This is Top 30. Coming up, is your smart TV spying on you? We have safety tips for Halloween, and a new study says hugging can really improve your day. Hi there, welcome to the show. I'm Kristen Smith, and here are 30 things you need to know right now. We always tell our kids, wash your hands to keep from getting sick. But it turns out there might be a better method, hand sanitizer. A new study published in the journal Pediatrics found hand sanitizer was actually more effective at cutting back on kids' sick days than just washing their hands with soap and water. Researchers in Spain studied almost 1,000 children aged 3 and under who attended daycare centers. They split the kids into 3 groups. One used hand sanitizer to wash their hands, another used soap and water, and the last stuck to their regular hygiene routine. And the results were striking. The group that used hand sanitizer missed less school, had fewer respiratory infections, and were prescribed fewer antibiotics. Respiratory infections can be anything from the common cold to pneumonia, which can be especially dangerous for young children who have weaker immune systems than adults. However, experts warn that parents should monitor hand sanitizer around children because if it gets into their mouth, it could lead to accidental alcohol intoxication. Researchers say this study could be significant for public health by reducing sick days and antibiotic use in young children. Very interesting. Okay, now let's go to the New York Stock Exchange for our Fox Business Minute with Lauren Simonetti. Lauren, what's the latest on Wall Street?
More trouble for Google. The Wall Street Journal reports that the tech giant neglected to inform hundreds of thousands of users of its social network Google Plus that their data was exposed this spring. The reason? Fears over regulatory scrutiny. In response to the incident, Google announcing new data privacy measures. Papa John's could be under new management. The hedge fund Trian Fund Management is looking at a possible takeover of the pizza chain. Trian is one of several groups interested since Papa John's put itself up for sale. And a new policy by American Airlines could strand passengers even longer at the airport. American has reduced the options for travelers whose flights are canceled or delayed.
I understand only certain flyers will get rebooked on other airlines, so who gets priority?
Passengers with top status in the frequent flyer program and passengers on transcontinental flights get first crack at rebooking.
Good to know. Thanks, Lauren. Some more headlines for you. Los Angeles is experiencing an epidemic of the flea-borne disease typhus. California health officials have confirmed more than 20 cases this year in Pasadena alone. That's up 400% from the usual. Pet owners are urged to be especially careful. Typhus doesn't make animals sick, but they can carry the fleas that give humans the nasty disease. And quarterback Drew Brees is now the NFL's all-time passing leader, breaking the record previously held by Peyton Manning.
I gotta tell you, it's been the greatest 1,000 days of my life. And thanks to you, that's over now, and you've ruined that for me.
Well, at least he's a good sport about it. And this bride was brought to tears at her wedding when her brothers edited her late father's voice into a Michael Bolton song.
Fathers and daughters never say goodbye.
I just wanted to wish you guys good luck. Just know that I love you very much, and I'm going to miss you.
Michael Bolton even tweeted out saying the video brought him to tears. And how awesome are her brothers? Okay, now let's go to our friend Head Crack over at Dish Nation. He has the hottest celebrity news. So Head Crack, I hear Justin Bieber has a very expensive rental.
That's right, Kristen. Justin Bieber is making his return to L.A., but don't expect the album anytime soon. It's reported that Justin has signed the lease to rent a 6,000 square foot house in the San Fernando Valley. Sources say he's not ready to put a lot of money down to buy a crib in L.A. yet, but rent isn't cheap. But he's going to be nearly paying $100,000 a month. That is a lot of money. I see why he had a courthouse wedding. Offset gave his wife Cardi B an early birthday gift, a Lambo truck. Now, the couple recently bought matching Lambos a few months ago, and Cardi already has a Bentley truck. Not to mention, Cardi is the first person in the United States to even own a Lambo truck. She not only breaks music records, she breaks car records too. She puts the car in Cardi. And finally, Taylor Swift is doing something she hasn't done before. She went political. Taylor posted a statement on her Instagram weighing in on the midterm elections. She addressed the congressional race in her home state, Tennessee, and made it very clear that she's voting Democrat and would usually support the female running in a race, but can't support U.S. Representative Marsha Blackburn because she supports everything Taylor doesn't. I wonder what Kanye would have to say about this. Anyway, on that note, I am out. That's today's dish. Until next time.
I'm sure Kanye will have something to say about it. Thanks, Head Crack. For the latest celebrity news, watch Dish Nation weekdays. Check your local listings. Well, parents, we're on the countdown to Halloween, and we all still have the same question. How can we keep our little trick-or-treaters safe? Kids running around at nighttime can make for a dangerous mix. The American Academy of Pediatrics says pedestrian injuries are the most common to children on Halloween. The Academy suggests using reflective material or reflective tape for costumes. Always use sidewalks and make sure costumes and masks allow your children to see clearly. This allows not only for drivers to see your kids, but for your kids to see the drivers. Another risk for children on Halloween are food allergies. It's so important to know what ingredients are in your children's candy and what ingredients they're allergic to. One thing that may come as a surprise is that fun size, or those mini candies, may have different ingredients than regular size. They're made on different equipment, meaning brands your child previously ate without problems could cause a reaction. The Academy also suggests never accepting home-baked items or items with no ingredients listed. So with all of that being said, let's all have a spooky but safe Halloween. Okay, moving right along, Vizio is settling for $17 million in a class action lawsuit, claiming their internet-connected smart TVs were spying on customers, tracking and collecting their private viewing data. $17 million sounds like a lot, but those who purchase the TVs will likely get somewhere between $13 to $31 per person, with some getting as little as just 62 cents. We have attorney and legal analyst Annalise Getz here with us today to talk about this. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Breach of privacy sounds really serious. So when I see $13 to $31 for customers, that's not a lot.
You have so many victims here, so many plaintiffs. That's why we have a very small payout. It's not a lot, but yes, you are correct. It's a very serious violation. What we're trying to do here is stop companies from doing it.
So are these big class action lawsuits really worth it to the individual customer then?
Absolutely. Although $13 to $31 doesn't seem like a lot of money, in the grand scheme of things, that's going to prevent companies from taking these kind of acts because we do value our right of privacy.
But I do think it's important that you explain that spying refers to taking what you're watching and that data as opposed to looking through a camera and watching your children.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for making that distinction. Absolutely. What they're doing is they're taking the data that you are viewing, which is very valuable to advertisers and other companies, and then they're selling it.
How are you part of a class action lawsuit? Is there somewhere to sign? Does someone approach you?
Usually, you or I would receive some sort of letter, and it would say, you have been identified as someone that could participate in this class, and then you opt in or opt out.
Okay.
If you think that you see a violation, you would say, I would never fight this on my own, but I bet there's a lot of violations. Let's see if we can create a class and get an attorney to help me.
Annalise, always great information. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
All right, don't go anywhere. More Top 30 coming up. Welcome back. If you're a fan of Batwoman or Orange is the New Black, what you're searching for on Google might be getting you into trouble. Cybersecurity firm McAfee named actress Ruby Rose the riskiest celebrity to search for online. McAfee's study reveals which celebrity searches generate results that could potentially expose fans to malicious websites. Rose is a model and TV star whose name created a burst of online buzz when she was selected to play Batwoman in an upcoming series. Reality star Kristen Cavallari finished behind Rose at number 2, followed by actress Marion Cotillard at number 3. McAfee says cyber criminals thrive on using celebrities to trick fans into clicking on sites that they use to steal your personal info and passwords. McAfee says you should be careful what you click, apply system updates, and use online security systems to protect yourself. Well, we've all heard the expression see and be seen, but how important is that when you're at work? Paige Failing from Fox 46 in Charlotte joins us now to tell us about it. Hi, Paige.
It's a good question. I mean, it seems like that would hold true in the workplace, right? But experts actually say it is important to be seen when you're there, but maybe you don't need to be there quite as much as you think. So let me explain. When it comes to vacation, at least just a couple mini ones are good, they say, for a quick refresh, but sometimes you really do need just a nice long break. That could be just what the doctor ordered. How long? Well, you know, more than a week sometimes to really fully recharge those batteries, and they say that's okay to do. Other somewhat counterintuitive advice, let yourself get bored. It can lead to great ideas. Don't always shoot for the stars, because sometimes being able to actually accomplish more realistic goals can do more for your motivation than lofty ones that can be discouraging if you don't ever actually achieve them. Saying no, not multitasking, and going to sleep instead of staying up to finish work are also ways, they say, to be a better employee. Just waiting now for the nutritionist to tell us chocolate chip cookies are actually the best breakfast food to get you going in the morning. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but in the meantime, Kristen, I will be happy to sleep in.
You and me both. Thanks, Paige. Okay, you know what they say. A smile is a woman's best curve. And one Washington State woman is rejoicing after getting hers back. Jarmila Hawes was told she would never be able to move one side of her face again after suffering a hemorrhagic stroke at work. Jarmila couldn't eat or drink without severe pain and couldn't leave the house without strangers staring. The stroke left her face paralyzed in such a way that Jarmila says she felt like she looked like a monster. A few months later, she met Dr. Miriam Loyo-Lee at the Oregon Health and Science University. Dr. Loyo-Lee performed a 9-hour operation called facial reanimation to transfer Jarmila's nerves from one side of her face to the other. After months of recovery and therapy, she managed her first smile in 2.5 years. Jarmila says the surgery gave her the confidence she needed to go on vacation, go kayaking, but most importantly, marry the man of her dreams. Jarmila says now she's just excited to live. Boarding a plane means trusting your pilot, and a new study found a surprising reason that might be hard to do. In a survey by the travel site JetCost, 54% of Americans said their confidence in their captain was affected by the pilot's accent. Certain accents coming over the intercom made flyers feel more comfortable. 63% of travelers said hearing an upper Midwestern accent inspired confidence. It was the most trustworthy accent. In second place, 58% felt most at ease when hearing a Southern California accent. 51% want to hear an accent from the Great Lakes region when being told to keep their seatbelt fastened. But some accents actually hurt trust. 65% of flyers said a Texas accent would make them doubt their pilot's abilities. New York accents were a close second with 59%. In case those accents make you nervous, do what everyone else does on the plane and maybe wear headphones. All right, there comes a time in life when all your muscles start to hurt, which is why we have today's Top 30 steal, a 2-pack of Vitaminerals Cryo-Gel Pain Relief Gel at a special 58% discount. This professional strength formula can provide pain relief for muscle soreness, joint pain, arthritis, osteoporosis, and neuritis. The Cryo-Gel penetrates deep into the area for long-lasting results. It's non-greasy and non-staining, and believe it or not, it doesn't stink. A lot of similar products smell really strong, but Vitaminerals has developed a natural coolant gel that smells great. It's available in 3 scents, including Ocean Sport, Lavender Breeze, and Island Rain. The 2-pack of Vitaminerals Cryo-Gel Pain Relief Gel retails for $48, but today you can buy them for just $20. That's a 58% discount. You can get these right now at morningsave.com while they last. And still ahead, Fortnite is now entering the world of toys. And is Ariana Grande working on another new album? Don't go anywhere. Top 30. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Top 30. Human touch is a powerful thing. Now, a report from Carnegie Mellon suggests a consensual embrace can decrease the negative impact of conflicts and other social interactions. Researchers observed more than 400 Pittsburgh residents ages 21 to 55. Each day for 2 weeks, the team asked them to summarize their activities and mood, whether they had any conflicts and whether they received a hug. Those who received hugs reported more positive mood markers and fewer negative ones. Hugs on the day of a conflict also lessen that conflict's negative emotional hold, with positive effects lingering the next day. While women reported more hugs, the results were seen across all genders, ages, and relationship statuses. The study's authors do admit there's more research to be done, as they didn't specify who hugs came from or whether they happened before or after the conflict. Still, next time you're having a rough day, just hug it out. Okay, it's been just 2 months since Ariana Grande dropped her latest album, Sweetener, but it may not be long before fans get a follow-up. With more, we're joined by New York City radio host Mike Adam. So, Mike, what are you hearing?
Ariana Grande, she's been sharing pictures of her in studio on Instagram, and the one that really caught my eye was a picture of, it looked like a track list. It was 9 songs. The titles of the songs were scratched out. But if she really has 9 songs done for this project, we could be getting it extremely soon, which I was surprised about because I heard whispers that she was going to take a break following the death of her longtime boyfriend, Mac Miller, but it seems like she's going to channel those emotions into new music.
Okay, so while Ariana's hard at work, what's happening with Yandhi, Kanye West's latest album? If I remember right, it was supposed to drop last month, but never did.
So Kanye's either in Africa or on the way to Africa to finish this album. We should get it November 23rd. I think the delay's because he's feeling really good about this. Like, he even said it could be as good as Dark Fantasy or Watch the Throne, so he wants to rework some things and give it a little extra love. I have to imagine Kanye's feeling some type of pressure too. He's already came out with 2 projects in 2018. They kind of got mixed reviews, so he really wants the 3rd time to be a charm.
Well, whether it's the charm or not, we'll be listening. Thanks, Mike. In today's hometown stories from Fox 26 Houston, we know elite athletes sometimes suffer from injuries, but what about elite musicians? We rarely think about it, but the repetitive movements that are required to become a professional musician, especially with the wrists and fingers, can take a toll on the body. Dr. Todd Siff at Houston Methodist Hospital developed the Be in Shape program, specifically designed for musicians. Each letter gives advice on how they can practice their instrument more safely, from taking breaks to maintaining good posture to staying hydrated. In our second story from Fox 10 Phoenix, a traveling scuba exhibit called Go Dive Now made a stop in Scottsdale, Arizona. The goal of the exhibit is to expose people to scuba diving in a safe environment because many people are scared of diving in open waters. Go Dive Now travels with a portable 30-foot, 15,000-gallon pool, and it's only 42 inches deep. So if a new diver gets nervous, all they need to do is stand up to feel safe. And in our final story from Fox 9 Minneapolis, 8-year-old Saga Vanacek is a Minnesota Vikings football fan, but she never could have predicted she would stumble upon an actual Viking sword. Saga's dad is American and her mom is Swedish. The family relocated to Sweden last year. Well, Saga was swimming in a lake by their summer home when she felt the sword with her knee and hands. They brought the 85-centimeter sword to an archaeologist who said it's most likely from the Iron Age and at least 1,000 or even 1,500 years old. What an amazing and fitting find for these Viking fans. All right, from sports to video games, with 125 million users, Fortnite is the web's most popular game. Now, following a licensing deal with Hasbro, players who typically compete in a battle royale to be the last one standing can take their fight to a different type of arena. Monopoly Fortnite Edition is a unique spin on the classic property board game. Gone are Baltic Avenue and Park Place. The new game features Fortnite locations like Paradise Palms and Tilted Towers. Community Chest has been replaced by Loot and the Storm. And instead of a top hat, players can avoid jail as Omega and Skull Trooper, among others. In 2019, Hasbro also plans to launch a series of Fortnite-inspired Nerf blasters, hinting more games and toys could follow. Toys are a natural fit for the video game, but given its popularity, these are hardly the first things Fortnite has inspired. There have been dances, scholarships, a summer camp, and even a few divorces. Monopoly Fortnite Edition is available now, just in time for the holidays. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Top 30. A new report says it's harder than it should be to get your own medical records. In a study at Yale, researchers call the process, quote, costly and burdensome. Patients have the right to get copies of their own records under federal law. Researchers found discrepancies about which kind of records could be released. For example, lab results or hospital discharge summaries. Over the phone, every hospital said they could provide a patient's entire medical record, but just 53% had the option on their request form. The government recommends that copies of electronic records shouldn't cost more than $6.50. But over half of hospitals charge more. One charged over $500. Consumer Reports says to start with your healthcare provider's online patient portal, where some information might be available already. Challenge excessive costs and follow up if you don't get documents in 30 days, the maximum allowed by law. Violations or complaints can be reported on the Department of Health and Human Services website. There's one company that takes up more internet traffic than any other, and many of us use it to chill. Netflix streaming consumes 15% of all the world's internet bandwidth, according to a new report by the internet company Sandvine. It's the most of any single site or service. As a category, all web browsing takes up 17%. Gaming takes up almost 8%. Just 5% of web traffic is used for social media. The biggest category was streaming video. It accounts for more than half of the world's bandwidth. In America, Netflix has an even bigger audience, taking up almost a third of web traffic. That can be even higher in the evening as people gather on the couch to binge watch. One of the study's authors said the numbers for video are going to get higher as more and more content goes high definition and users turn more to 4K. That could mean more stress on internet providers in the future, but more binging for the rest of us. And that's it for today's show. Thank you so much for joining us. Here's what's coming up on the next Top 30. Health officials are warning Americans about a rare condition that can cause weakness or even paralysis. Plus, the amount of money needed for an early retirement might surprise you. And these kids entered a hospital in wheelchairs and left on their feet. You can also listen to the day's biggest stories on the Top 30 podcast. It's all coming up on the next Top 30.